Trump says it's too soon to start thinking about 2024, but a new report from Axios says he is considering a dramatic White House exit, a departure that could include a final Air Force One flight to Florida where he will host an opposing rally during Joe Biden's inauguration. People familiar with the discussions also told NBC News that Trump plans to skip the swearing-in ceremony to announce his 2024 bid. Here's the White House response to the reports. Quote, anonymous sources who claim to know what the president is or is not considering have no idea. When President Trump has an announcement about his plans for January 20th, he will let you know. Let's find out more and welcome in filmmaker and best-selling author Dinesh D'Souza. His latest documentary is called Trump Card. Dinesh, great to see you as always.
Thank you. Nice to be on the show.
So what do you think is going to happen on January 20th?
You know, I wish I knew. I don't know. I do believe that there is now accumulating evidence that some bad stuff went on. The question is, can this be demonstrated in court? And if it can't, can the Trump team prevail on the Republican state legislatures and the swing states to do something? I know that there is some demonstrated reluctance in Georgia and probably elsewhere. The Republican temperament is not ready for this type of a fight. We're sort of the party of the nice guys, if I want to put it that way, and the left knows this and they constantly rely on it and take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's like a gentleman's game almost for a lot of Republicans, like a game of golf. You know, you go ahead, you're closer to the pin, it's your turn to go here. When you look at the size of the rally in Georgia over the weekend, clearly the movement isn't going anywhere. Even if the Electoral College does vote for Joe Biden, President Trump is still going to be around. So, you know, what does that focus turn into? What does this look like after January 20th? Again, you know, we're playing devil's advocate here and assuming that the election results hold up and Joe Biden does become the president.
Yeah, Trump has basically said, I'll exhaust every legal remedy. I'll try every pathway. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And I agree with that. I don't think that there is a reason to give up on the country. I do think it's important to get out and hold the Senate and vote in Georgia. And I do think that all is in no way lost. First of all, we essentially, it's a tie in the House, and there's a very good chance for Republicans to take the House in 22. That would give them control, perhaps, of both branches of Congress. Republicans already have a 5-4, maybe even a 6-3 majority in the Supreme Court. So this is hardly a time to declare that things have sort of gone to hell. They haven't. And Trump can do a lot of stuff in the meantime. One thing that I actually told Trump myself last November when my family sat down with him, start a network. Get your message out. But I don't just mean in a small scale. I mean to the 100+ million people that you have on your social media. So this could be a phenomenon in American media, namely a new type of network, possibly built on an existing one. Don't get me wrong, but it could be one that ultimately commands half the country while all the other media outlets fight for the other half.
Well, he'll certainly have an audience no matter what he decides to do. And I also wanted to talk to you, too, about this issue. Political consulting group co-owned by Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's husband received about $635,000 in COVID relief money. Of course, we know this is after she paid her husband a handsome amount of money for consulting services. It's good work if you can get it when your wife is paying you. She's the one making the decisions on which political consulting firms. But you see the open records there up on the Internet. You know, what does this say to you about this kind of revolving door? One hand washes the other. Ilhan Omar is supposed to be a member of the Social Justice Democrats, a representative for the little man. But clearly here she is enriching herself and her husband, her new husband, with this political scheme.
Well, I mean, look at the pattern here. Bernie Sanders has 3 homes, and while he previously railed against millionaires and billionaires, he now only rails against billionaires because he himself is a millionaire. Meanwhile, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is selling T-shirts about attacking the rich and paying more taxes, but they're $58 a piece. Mm-hmm. So that's a money-making scheme of itself. And here's Ilhan Omar, who has always used the fact that identity politics, the fact that sort of she's a woman, she's black, she's a person of color, she's Muslim, she wears the hijab, and all of this is nothing more than political protection for all the various rackets that she's been running, from campaign finance violations to now forking over money to her own family members. And all of this, nevertheless, does not generate scandals because she's sort of the ultimate victim.
Always playing the victim here. You know, what was really interesting about AOC when she was complaining about, Republicans make fun of me because I'm a bartender. Well, it's the Democrats that probably have hurt more bartenders in this country with their lockdown policies. She's not standing up for this profession that she wears like a cloak of, honor around her all the time. And it's really, I think not just when it comes to this hypocritical fundraising and taking these loans when they don't really need them, but it's that type of stuff, too, that eventually voters push back against.
I mean, the great irony is that the Democrats are pursuing a kind of reverse class warfare in the benefit of the wealthy classes, meaning the professional classes, the people who can kind of afford to work at home, and they're hurting the people who can't, who actually need to get out there and are living paycheck to paycheck. So the rhetoric of the Democrats, which is protect the poor, go after the rich, camouflages the reality, which is that the Democrats are now the party of the rich.
Right. They clearly do not understand the populism aspect of the American electorate today. We saw that in the results for these House races and the seats that were picked up by Republicans. Dinesh, you obviously have been paying attention to this for a very long time. Great to see you as always. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
All right.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.